the rabbits that want this to warfare that has occurred because of his form. Listen, before I do that, I have to expose a Hanifi. Look at this bullshit. This just popped up in the news because they're trying to really get people exposed. Woo. Off. Hanifi, his family, dead at 27, dead. A Nigerian threatening infection. She didn't put a tampon in. It was air clunkless surgery. Yeah, and it backfired, as it always does. Good. Are you sure it's like not healed? Oh my God, what's that smell? He got killed. Hanifi, Hanifi, Hanifi. He got killed along with two other people that play games with Castle on the California Endowment. I have to talk about something very vicious that's going to set Sacramento on fucking fire, but I have to. It's gonna set Oakland on fire too, but I have to. And you guys have to understand what Hanifi is. It's not cute. Hanifi, like, oh, I'm made out of bono, or I'm salt pepper. No, it's we play like games in space. There's like a demon weird bitch that created all. We have no divinatory sense. We start a bunch of drama bullshit. We willingly practice incest. It's just like Erklankla Cyborgia. But Hanifi, it's always Hanifi Borgia. You're not gonna really get a Hanifi Erklankla. That's been done. Woo. And this is where the Erklanklas are beefing with the Hanifi because they just realized what Erklankla was. Why? Because it's a cyborg. No pussy, just delusional in the mind, starting drama constantly. Why Erklankla? Theirs is different, right? So now what's happening here is when you're talking that there are people that are walking as black people, what you would call an African, what you would call an Ethiopian, an Igbo, Nigerian, etc. But they are not as. They don't have the culture, they don't have the DNA. They just have a coloring. Hanifi. They play just like Borgia. They start a bunch of bullshit and drama, but on this planet, the way they set it up is they play with Borgia, and that's how they get to get food and shit like that. So they created all this drama, started all this nonsense, fell the fuck off, only for them to be on this planet and be like, why do I have to answer to the pale one? And that's always how it ends in space, and that's what this big ass war was about too. A lot of them realize, like, oh, she's like knowing, oh, okay, we brought them down here. We thought we were wiped. Still don't play with the pale one. She still had mind enough to go against the pale one. They know about warfare. That's what this big fight was about right now, to try to stop that warfare body, Zorzai body. So these niggas got clapped out playing games with Hanifi. So those who got infiltrated by Hanifi, or Hanifi brought them to this planet just to put us everywhere, but we are all in space in the same place. So this is coming out now in regards to what we call Zorzai. We showed the Pashtun, the Oaxaca, and the Ankara with the Africans, and a few other tribes. Also with Pele, the indigenous tribes of the Polynesian islands, and how we all have the same divination patterning. Apache. Right? I'm a Hashanah. Right. So now what's happening here is we move past that Creole Jippewa or Jippewa Cree with Japanese Japhatizer. So now that we've moved past that, that's the biggest thing. Now that that's done and now that that's out, just stop. Now that that's done and out, let's now move forward to what's the problem here. Hanifi and mating in their children and being dishonorable and always starting shit and playing with the white man. Always. Even back in those days in slavery, that's what they call them, Hanifi. That's just what they are. Right. They just have different coloring. And they set up the institution that we call bedwenchery, house slave, field slave, and da-da-da-da-da, because they have no melanin. And how do we keep creating rackets to make it seem like lesser is better? Right? Because we don't have. But then in space, we are scraps. Let them play on planet Earth. I just, woo. Yeah, all at once they all got trapped on planet Earth. All the ratchet bitches. That's what happened in every single universe and galaxy because they played with some spell work and a portal. So they can't like climb back to that portal and like leave. So all the demons have been like beefing with them. Oh, they hid themselves in Urklakai. They made a language. They called it Sumerian, and then it became Aramaic. Not Aramaic. You speak if you were like banished from Lebanon, Armenia, um, Kazakhstan, and other places, right? So, oh, they were hiding in the language, like they hide in the letters and form. They can't come out. So now they have all come out because the language got broken because they got started with some bullshit. They're starting too much with magic. Looking for you. Woo. A Bible. What is this warfare? Who created this false reality? You took a piece of my hair to create false warfare in the prophet, and you're telling the priestess that the higher self is the white male. Whoa, yeah, whoa, and they found all of them because they were playing down here and starting too much shit. Good. So now you bitches want to go play with magic. Bam, 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 bam. They're finding all the banished bitches. Your bloodline is activating and you're using my herb. What is this? Let me come down here and see. All at once they started playing too much. So bitches I should have never been doing candle. You and you hoes really got to know when you open up them realms, you have to know there's checks on them. You want to go and play something that came out the other end. Well, there you go. That's your equation, your experiment, right? So this nigga here wants to go get clip clapped and smacked out in Oakland because they were playing with Hanifi. Somebody hacked somebody's phone, saw what this one said. Yeah, 3 motherfuckers got clapped. Period. Back to back. You guys just needed to know he got killed. Something with San Francisco and bitches playing games in Fillmore once again. Yeah, he got killed too. Yeah, he was an Ethiopian though, but like like kidnapped. You didn't know. He was just from the hood minding his business, working and shit. And you bitches want to go be jealous and goofy. Well, this is gonna come up again. So now this is what we need to talk about, which is FloJon. Talking about she's running for mayor of Sacramento. Now, this is the thing though. If FloJon becomes the mayor of Sacramento, that's because they're trying to hide something. What they got started with me, and they want to make it seem like, oh, nothing happened. Because look at this this person's here, that person's there, that person's there. But there's something called recalls, then getting removed behind the scenes by common council or a bunch of people, other people doing your work, and I just like answer the media stuff and whatever. Oh yeah, there's gonna be some changes stuff. I just decided I don't want to, do this. I'm about to go back to academia. Okay, so now what needs to come out though is what that got started. Talking about some uh women's urge to quit because there's a bunch of shit that they brought up though, but Hanifi and people's kids getting switched out public health for running her mouth and starting too much shit. Yeah, and playing with mutants in space and starting too much shit, having one aquatic body, then going to go play with the baboons, saying that we will now take on their speech by forming bodies as them to go against the gorillas. And then, oh, this how you break their speech, you find one of their people, and then I ain't bitch and da 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 da. After we go and get memory crystals from all the women that we abused and bullied and started hella shit within the 1920s and 30s when they didn't really understand white people, but they understood the Bible more. Did you understand that? They always understood God more. And it's not about the white man. It's outside of that. I realized that a long time ago. I heard about Yahshua. I heard about Kemet. I just figure there's a God somewhere. I just don't get the white man involved. That's just it. So now what's happening here is there is a large pushback against Hanifi. All those Badu bitches, head wrap honeys, shea butter babies, or whatever the fuck. All those niggas that like online and conscious and all this and da da da. All them all Hanifi, and playing way too fucking much with the feds. Playing too much with the feds. She was involved in playing with the feds and playing games with somebody's children at birth, 3 of them. I'm not gonna say the family's name because it's already being is that there was also something with the Chemical Surfer baby, Gemini baby in Oakland, that they took this lady's baby and they switched it. They take children that are from like parents that like, okay, the dad is activated but the mom is not, or we'll look at both of the parents there like up in space, then we'll switch for the Hanifi baby, and then like we'll breed the child into our space to in space, like, oh, I raised you, but you switched me for my parents. You're gonna go die. Oh, I thought you'd give me a better life in space, and I get out of the Dua. Because that's the game that they're playing, because they know that Dua is eternal. A life of 100 years, 150 years is nothing to these niggas. Nothing. Nothing. They need trillions of years, like a guarantee, and they're not getting that. That's nothing. Right? That clone dead. Hitting. They just start too much shit constantly. And they're always running their mouth and da 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 da. And cause this exorbitant like nonsense constantly in the community, and that's why they're getting called out. And it's not about racism because that's what they're gonna call next with what ends up like exploding in their faces. So they're like, "Oh, you go take over. Sacramento doesn't really have any money. It doesn't matter." Da, da, da. That's fine. Then they're there to monitor everyone's reports and play with the police and act like servant and leader and da 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 after what you got started. And you're hella disgusting. Somebody ever met her? She was like, "Ugh, why are you here?" Yeah, yeah. That's how disgusting she is. Yes. Yes, yes, FloJon Coffer, they switched 3 people's kids at birth, playing in Hanifi. She got pregnant by her father 4 times. Everyone's talking about her because they pulled up her medical records. Right. Yes, because Ebony went to go get DNA testing just to be messy with her. Like, oh, you have to say this and say that, and getting her to say stuff on like on camera, like Ebony, he wouldn't understand her husband, like the clone that they made her, so she can have like a husband. They brought her like a clone and glamored some dude, so she can have a husband. And you guys went to go play like that. And they're all in her records and like hella shit is going on. Yeah, and that's exactly what the fuck you guys deserve, starting shit. And that's why they're calling for her to get out of office because they have her documents. It has nothing to do with her playing games with. Right, it's playing my phone. You want to start a bunch of bullshit, so everyone's on your ass. Good. The fuck are you talking about switching at birth and using a Gemini baby as a chemical server for gossip and used as a chemical server to run magic? And just starting all the shit, burning the child alive, causing drama, leave the child there for like 2 days, and then the body that will get frozen, and then that will like solidify the gossip. No one does it. It's just some stupid shit some bitch talked about in space. They injected the baby with something, then they binded magic so that the baby's growth factor would run like a specific magic because they can't do magic outside of somebody needing to be alive and keeping it up in some type of way, some type of form. Because I have something on me, it doesn't matter if I don't know about it. Nothing can use my growth factor. So use something else that they don't know about. So use their child or use this or use that. Then we try to play with the growth factor and ask the octopus to change your growth factor to grow this and grow that and start a bunch of shit. That's what I'm talking about. Once the octopus does it, they pull it out. So we just make a time loop. That's actions. That's done. Everyone's finding their kids. Everyone's getting setting them up. I have on that flash drive is a list of all the children that they went to go switch at birth. It's on there. And these hoes started so much shit. They ran up on some female in Atlanta and they got the rest of it. And they found about that website, intergenerational.com. Upload your ritual. Have you raped somebody, facilitated a sacrifice, or had to deal with people historically and mass? You can upload your ritual here and you can run these type of programs. Just hella disgusting. Won't you just go die? She's so disgusting. Yeah, Flojo. She doesn't like telling people that. Like that's how she like first introduced herself. Like oh, because she was just jealous of me, and she's like sitting in a meeting, hella bitter and disgusting, and looks like a real life baboon because of what she doesn't play with magic